Yes, I want to know
which way Nigeria is heading to.
every little thing that goes wrong. We start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria?
Tell me.
Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
want to know
which way Nigeria is heading to.
inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh, sure, sure.
I want to know
Yes, I want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many, many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
yes I want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh sure,
I want to know
yes I want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
yes we want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to repeat ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh sure,
I want to know
yes I want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
we want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading.
Yes, a good afternoon to you. It's Sunday, the 5th day of August, the 4th day of August, pardon me, of year 2024. My name is Ayodeji Ajishope. This Sunday afternoon, this cool Sunday afternoon, in the sprawling city of Ibadan, we bring you Pendulum. Yes, Pendulum, of course, is the name of the show. And, of course, a pendulum is something that swings from one end to the other. And, of course, in the process, can gather, whatever it might be. This afternoon, expectedly, I believe, the issues that are up for conversation will certainly be the trending issue, topical issue. And the topical issue in our nation, in our society, in our polity today is the protests against hunger. The protest against hunger started on the Thursday, the first day of August. But before the protests, there have been a lot happening in the social media space, warming up and revving up the space for the protests against hunger to commence. Eventually, it commenced nationwide, you might say. Yes, in some parts of the country, the protests were heavier in terms of the number of people that took place. From Kano to Borno to Abuja to Lagos to Ibadan and some other parts of the country, there were protests against hunger. But again this morning, we had the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, come on air live, come on air to address the people of Nigeria regarding the protests that had been on since Thursday, the 1st of August. And what did the president have to say regarding those protests? What did the president have to say regarding the complaints of the protesters? Hunger. They say there is hunger in the land. Of course, I think it is only the extremely wealthy, the wealthy and the rich that will say there has been no hunger and even anger in the land. I have two gentlemen. I won't call them youths. I will just say they are youthful gentlemen in the studio because it is their turf. They are the ones that can tell us where the shoe pinches as youths. That represents 64% or thereabout of Nigeria's population. But before we go ahead, let's hear what the president had to say this morning. I'll be back shortly.
I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protests and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity.
Yes, that was the President of the Federal Republic, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, speaking this morning from the villa. It was talking about the damage done by the protests and the protesters, and the willingness of the president to dialogue. Yes, which is claimed that he had done at every opportunity. But there has been reactions, and I will read one particular reaction here. Ine Behe Efyong says President Tinubu's speech is just a pack of empty words and a time-wasting load of irrelevancies. It is a confirmation of my long-held view that we are dealing with a fatalistic political class that is intentionally deaf and willfully blind to the sufferings and yearning of Nigerians. The president is disconnected from the reality of everyday Nigerian. He's living in an imaginary Nigerian that only exists in his head. The speech couldn't have been more meaningless and aimless. Those who wrote it and Mr. Tinubu who read it out have succeeded in justifying the reasons for the nationwide protest. It is appalling that despite what we have witnessed across the country in the last 3 days, the president did not deem it necessary to speak to the specific demands of the protesters. A government is only useful if it serves the interest of the governed. This government is anti-people. The Tinubu made no mention of electoral reform, no reversal of his horrible and devastating economic policies. He made no attempt to cut down the over-bloated size of his government. Tinubu made no concessions. Yes, my guest guy, did you hear the president?
Yes, we do.
Did you hear me too? All right, my guests in the studio this afternoon. So youthful gentlemen, that's what I will call them, youthful gentlemen. Engineer Pendulum Fetuga. Yes, I most warmly welcome you to our station and studio again this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, the second gentleman I have in the studio with me, Oluwaseun Lawrence. Am I right? Olawuyi is the surname. Seun Lawrence Olawuyi. I most warmly welcome you. I guess something was missing. That was why I asked.
You're welcome, comrade.
Yes, you had the president. And you had this response that I read. Tinubu made no concessions. And he said the government is only useful if it serves the interests of the people. Made no concessions. What are your thoughts on the speech of the president? Let me start with you, Lawrence.
Yeah, actually, one might really say that the speech was vague. But the truth is this. You know, I do say this, and I do like to quote Warren Buffett on this, that you cannot, some things take time. You cannot produce a baby in a month by making 9 women pregnant. So you know how I wish that all this energy that are being expended by the youth is being expended on restructuring the system.
Well, I will take you up on that later. Restructuring. I keep that somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thank you, comrade. But let me say these are compounded resentments over time. So, but I think the president, the mistake he did was in his communication style.
Communication.
Yeah, you don't have to wait.
Okay, I love that
protest.
too. We interrogate it.
You don't have to wait for protest to reel out some things you have been doing. So I think that was the mistake. So there was a communication default. Let me just put it like that.
I like that. Okay, Pendulum Fetuga, your thoughts on we'll come back to the protest, on the president's speech, which is supposed to be a reaction, a response, to the protests and protesters and their demands. There were demands, apparently.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on the president's speech?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. What I see from that speech from our president is that
our president is still talking from the office of a politician. Let me put it that way. Now, what we are facing in Nigeria needs serious solution. What our president has spoken so far, I don't see anything so how will I put it, so directional about solution in what he has said so far. He just came to talk as if we are still campaigning. We have done this, we have done that, this and that. Well, he's supposed to reel out those of their actions being taken so far.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
It's okay. There's nothing bad about it. But as we speak now, Nigeria is fragile, sir. We need serious solution.
He read out fiscal policies that this government has put in place to tackle the challenges we are confronted with.
You know the point is this, sir. I don't know how to say this, but let me just try and manage my words.
Feel free.
The problem we are facing in Nigeria is not a problem, or are not problems, so to speak, that only the president can tackle.
Exactly.
Now, the president is trying his best. I'm not saying the best is what we need.
Is that okay?
He's trying his best. But what he has said so far, sir, are you feeling that impact at your local level?
Well, that is the big question. Impact.
At the local level.
At whatever. That is the question.
Because
Yes, policies. Policies.
yes, so
14 months. Where is the result?
where is it? So if we are not feeling that impact at the local level, to us, we don't see anything being done by the president.
It is what you have, you see.
Now, the English our president has spoken this morning, do you think those guys in the north that are destroying properties, raging the road, do you think they heard what he said?
Let me make this abundantly clear. If the anger in the north is higher or looks higher than what it is here, people should know. Because I know Nigerians don't travel. I know Nigerians don't even know Nigeria. I have been privileged to go around this country. I was raised in that manner, deliberately taking around this country. Look, even if you have not gone around, the poverty in the north is probably, when you take it level to level, when you say lowest level here, the poverty in the north is 10 times
I know. I've been
worse
listening.
than what is here, taking Ibadan, for instance.
Yes, sir.
So, sometimes you see people are in a terrible situation and they don't know they are, because that is what they know. You know, when you're in education and you don't know anything better. But here, people know better. That is why, you understand, maybe the thing you call sophisticated, the poverty there is. Did you see those guys kneeling in front of a water cannon?
I saw them.
They didn't care. They don't have nothing to
Because
lose.
you know what, sir? They don't have life to lose. That is the point. They don't have life to lose. What do they have? Like the poverty level you are talking about. They wake up, they sleep in poverty. So what do they have to lose, sir?
Nothing.
So there is a serious gap between the local states of Nigeria and the federal state. There is no communication between us. And the point is this: there is a bridge between that local and federal, which is the state and the local government. I don't want to. I'm trying not to talk about state and local government.
No, we're talking about governance. What we are talking about here is governance.
Let me butt in.
Please stop it.
Let me quote the 16th president of the U.S., Abraham Lincoln, who defined democracy as the system of government by the people, for the people, and of the people, sort of. And you want to ask, what's the common denominator here? Just like Dr. Farumbi said, it is the people. But the issue we have, like I say, fine, we might be focusing on the presidency, but I tell you, this is not about an individual.
Yes.
During the time of Jonathan, we were all going haywire. Good luck for everybody. Somehow, we were disappointed. Then, here came Baba Buhari. We were just
next
shouting,
level.
Sai Baba,
Sai Baba.
as if the man would just wave a magic hand. I'm telling you, let us erase this savior mentality.
Thank you.
If we still have all this kind of mentality that there is somebody coming
Hello,
somewhere
Fọkànbalẹ̀.
to save Nigeria, we are deceiving ourselves.
Okay.
I think that is what is working against the presidency. As
Okay.
far as I'm concerned, this man has good intentions.
They are not enough. Good
And
intentions are never enough.
I understand. But when Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, said, anyone that has built a heaven, a foundation near his new heaven, at first digged it in his own hell. Which simply means that you have to go through fire before you achieve anything worthwhile.
Oh, yes,
right?
good, does.
But can Nigeria wait to go through all those kind of fire?
Is there an alternative? Is there a shortcut?
You know the reason is just because of the trust deficit that has been over years.
That's all.
That is the issue the president have. Now.
Oh, no. Now, when we talk about trust deficit, are we being pragmatic? Are we? Yes, I get it from the angle of where are we going? We are going to the promised land, Hello Fọkànbalẹ̀.
Yeah.
Where is the plan? Hello Fọkànbalẹ̀. When are we going to get there? Hello Fọkànbalẹ̀.
Yes, sir, but there have been indications.
Indications. Let's
that
have
you can
that.
look at. Like, for instance, now, we are talking about state policing. Because
Okay.
we do say that crime is local, so
Yeah.
should defense be.
Yeah.
So there are some things, if you are really serious about growing the country, you have to work on the systems. You have to strengthen the institutions. That is how philosopher kings would emerge. You are only deceiving yourself if you think you want to grow the country without restructuring the system. During the First Republic, when we were regional, everybody was growing at their own pace. So there will be healthy competition. So let's not deceive ourselves. But
Okay.
a lot of
you believe in I call it reconfiguration.
Yeah.
Because that cliche restructuring has been
Overused. The
probably
nomenclature,
even
does
given
not
it back.
really matter.
Yeah.
You see, Warren Buffett says, let us build
But
modern
when
food
you say
systems.
restructuring, what is on your mind?
Restructuring means at first we have to sit down to think which way to go. Ever since that 1914
Amalgamation.
have we ever sat down in this country?
We did. We produced the
2014, yeah, we did.
we
That will
produced
make
the
that will make it a century.
constitutional conferences.
Okay. Then have we been
And we
executing?
produced that constitution, the federal constitution, that
Yeah.
gave us that competitive development you talked about.
Okay, with all the homegrown solutions, then have we really built a country? This is 25 years of democracy. Tell me one single problem they've solved. Education, nothing to write home about.
Just
The
one.
health sector, just tell me one
Electricity.
single problem. Electricity.
Babangida was bold
That they have
and
solved.
audacious enough to come out, brazen I will call it, to come out and open his mouth. A character like IBB came out and said that Nigeria had its best years under the military. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Can I say something about that, sir?
That's very funny.
Babangida, in my sound funny, in my own view,
A man that annulled
Babang-
that election that was to unify us.
sir, in my own view, in Abiodun Fetuga's view, military era is far better than this democracy era.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have your take.
Okay, let me give you something now. During the military era, if I don't remember anything, I can remember there is flow of water. Am I right, sir?
I'm listening.
Water
And we are
runs-
listening.
Water runs in our home. During the military era, things were not this expensive.
I'm listening. Or we are listening.
The
rather.
only challenge Nigerians had then are this: one, freedom of speech.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now you have the freedom of speech. What has it resulted to, sir? Since 1999 to 2024, we had today. Like my brother asked, just give us one solution our democratic era has given to us, apart from freedom of speech.
If those who are called prisoners of war in Oyo State hear you as you speak,
I know they will not like it, but you know what, sir? Truth.
maybe the likes of Bola Ige may be shifting in their grave as you speak.
Exactly. No, you are right, sir. See, I in my own, talking about my own perspective. When it comes to security,
They say the most benevolent dictatorship is worse than the worst.
Let me, sorry, Mr. Fetuga. You see, let me quote Winston Churchill. He said, democracy is the worst form of government, except for other forms of government that have been tried. You see, I'm not part of the people that would support military government, because sort of.
No conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
No engagement.
That has what has. Wait,
That
sorry,
is my
please.
point.
That has what has
In
subjected
your
us.
military utopia, that's what I'm talking about.
Comrade,
Yeah.
that is why we have been docile over years. According to Chinua Achebe, it's because that we have lost that willfulness to protest against the government. You know, anything goes with military government. That's why we have been
There was
docile.
no
as a people.
conversation, no
Exactly.
engagement.
So we can never pray for a military
No,
government
yeah.
again.
But-
So it is still democracy. But one thing is this: we have to strengthen the systems. We have to strengthen
That
the
is my
institutions.
point. Because we have not strengthened the system, sir. How do I compare democracy with military era?
Eh,
When there is no system. Okay, this is just the simple analogy of it. Sir, let's assume you are maybe, okay, when my daddy was driving 504, the 504 moves very well. It's an old system, right? Now my
Very
daddy-
old. You
Sir,
got an engine of a Peugeot 504. I mean,
Now,
let's go.
Now, Abiodun decides to buy Pathfinder. I am not maintaining the Pathfinder. I am not servicing the Pathfinder. That's a system on its own. We are not fortifying the system of the Pathfinder.
Whose fault?
Sir,
Whose fault?
God bless you. Now, the whose is not a person's fault. It's a general problem.
Who are those under the umbrella of that general?
We Nigerians.
All right.
Now, we Nigerians always, like my brother like he said, always think there is a one-man solution to all the problems we are facing in Nigeria. Without looking
Is that
at
not
the system.
is that not an issue of ignorance?
Well, it is. That's one. It's part of it.
Yeah, exactly. You see,
Now, sorry.
Who
let
is
me
to
just
blame
quickly-
for? I mean, so we're talking about political socialization here. That is what you are talking about.
the people you fail to educate, how do you expect them to design issues?
Exactly.
It's not
the
possible.
point is this, sir.
People think in Nigeria today.
But many youths now gather many youths. I can tell you that authoritatively that 90% of the youth in Nigeria does not know anything about the history of Nigeria. Deliberately, they took away history. From the curriculum of Nigeria. I was privileged to be at a public lecture that the former Minister for Youth, Chief Sunday Dari,
Yeah.
gave. I was thinking in my head that, wow, so this man is very deep like this. So I have to ask a question that, was there a deliberate move by the older generations? Because the public lecture was for youth o'clock. I can tell you that those that attended the lecture were like 50 years and above.
Are they youths?
So then I ask the question, is there a deliberate move on the part of the older generation to make sure that the youth are only bustling with energy with little to no wisdom?
Is there any text in any school currently, whether civics or social studies or even history that has been restored, that talks about June 12?
No.
June 12th.
So one thing is this, what kind of constitution are you operating?
God bless you.
You are,
See,
you are operating a military constitution
That is all.
Okay.
hidden beneath a democratic facade.
Just put in Agbada.
This
Professor,
highly
okay.
centralized system of government.
It's not.
But you know that is a product of our history.
Exactly.
But you know also that this constitution was put together by there was a committee that was constituted,
Yeah.
but it was virtually one man.
One man.
Even the president that was to be sworn in into office on May 29, 1999, did not see the constitution. It was
That's
not
why they called
governed
it a
with.
forgery, right?
That is why Professor Akin Oyebode, a professor of jurisprudence, calls it a forgery.
Exactly.
So can I quickly land on my analysis, sir?
Yeah.
Now, our problem in Nigeria is systemic, and you know that has been my point. That has been my stand.
Systems are not operating in a vacuum.
I get your point, sir. Can I continue?
Systems are operated by individuals.
Not just individual,
Individuals.
by group of people. And not just group
Individuals
of people.
form a group.
We need sensible, smart group
Where
of people.
do they get the sense from?
Can I continue, sir?
The sense they're going to operate with to be. Where do they get it from?
Can I just land on my analysis, sir? Now, in UK, before subsidy is being removed from any facility enjoyed by the people, there are group of people, there are committee set up by the constitution.
Let me go back in time. Margaret Thatcher removed milk from schools. See, you can read what Margaret Thatcher did in England. That's why she became Iron Lady, or what did they? In fact, they were calling her the milk snatcher. Because she said, look, we cannot pamper everybody. But she thought that was the way to go. As a leader, she said, we have to do this.
Yes, you are right, sir. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. Before May that our president announced removal of subsidy, he himself as a person just came out and say we are removing. It's a good move with a wrong timing. Now, before you remove that subsidy, let's assume
The president said he was seized by courage.
yes, no, it's a good move.
Can a stool stand on two legs?
I support the removal of subsidy as a person.
Sorry, Mr. Fetuga, please. You see, with this position of the removal of the subsidy, at times I'm amazed with the angle with which we handle this issue. As if the president never said it during the election.
All of the presidential candidates did.
It's good.
All of them
Did.
So why are we behaving
But
as if
nobody asked them. Nobody asked
Sir,
them.
comrade, why are we behaving as if Nigeria was a paradise before the removal of subsidy? That is what is actually baffling my mind.
We were living on borrowed time.
Why is it? You see, let me tell you something. If you read the speech of that president well, there are times you need to take hard decisions.
Yes, you are
But
right.
the only issue I have with his style, just like I said, that they are not communicating well. And sort of the behavioral disposition of the political class is not showing that they are also paying sacrifice. Because how can I be paying sacrifice and you are not paying sacrifice on your side?
Living in luxury.
Living in luxury.
Tighten your belt. You people.
So that's the issue I have. But as far as his policies are concerned, to me, I believe the man has good intentions for Nigeria.
Yeah.
That if only, my fear is just that we don't use our impatience to bastardize things. That's why I love what you said. When he said he will remove subsidy, the next thing to do is to
Did
engage.
you interrogate?
You interrogate.
Did you engage?
But a situation whereby
That's my point.
This protest is just a
Did
mere reaction.
you and I, all of us, did
Fine.
we
The
engage?
federal government
The
is
three
ready
of them.
to engage. Then we engage. So let us make it scholarly. There is nothing wrong with protest, as far as I'm concerned. During the time of people like Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, the tax revolt of 1946, 1947.
Yeah.
The woman
About
was
women.
tutoring even illiterate.
Yeah.
That even when they throw tear gas, this is how you cover your eyes, you cover your nose. You know, say you get it. So let us be scholarly in our approach, not just destruction of things. That has been the antecedent of youth from time immemorial. Let us check during the
Will
time
you
of
actually, it is
during
even
the
even
NSAS.
tragic to reference those people we saw attacking the NCC facility.
Exactly.
It is sad to call them
when
youths.
you have failed to educate people. Àgbà tí ò kẹ́hùn sọ̀rọ̀, akẹ́tàn sáré. That's the issue. But a lot of youth would rather die than think. Comrade, màá kú síbẹ̀ ni màá kú síbẹ̀. Instead of using their brain. But you see, it is you are operating a system that attracts buffoons. Money bags with low IQ.
You are now talking to
So
me, sir.
then the followership also, what do you expect? People that has nothing upstairs.
Yoruba say,
What do you expect? How do you expect them to behave?
You know, you will attract your likes.
So you know what, sir? I like the way you are mentioning system. Sir, the same politicians in Nigeria that we expect them to sacrifice. Do you know what they are
We don't even want sacrifice. Let them just lead.
No.
Forget
sir.
sacrifice.
Do
Let
you know
them
what-
just lead.
sir,
Let them provide leadership.
You know, comrade.
You know what?
Comrade, Dr. Farombi said, he said they see power as an end in itself, not a means to an
Yeah,
end.
an end.
As if we are in the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, Sun Tzu, Niccolo Machiavelli and co. That's how they see power. They see it as an entitlement.
Entitlement.
They should have learnt during the time of NSAS. I want to believe it sent jitters to their spine.
Let me
But
ask
what have
this.
we seen again?
Let me
don't
ask this
learn
question that has
anything.
agitated my mind for a while now. The Nigerian elite. There's this Yoruba or is it pidgin that says, one day, eh? Monkey go market. Oh.
I'm looking for that deal.
You are looking for that.
They
deal?
don't know they are inspired on
Wait,
Can
oh.
I say something?
One,
quickly,
let
sir?
me. I want to ask a question.
Okay, sir.
comrade.
The elite in Nigeria. I was asking somebody one day. I said, in every society, there's expected to be an elite consensus. I said, what is the elite consensus in Nigeria? I said, I said that doesn't seem to be. He said, for where? There's an elite consensus. The elite consensus in Nigeria is state capture. That the Nigerian state has been captured. That everything that represents the state in Nigeria has been appropriated by the elite. You see security. They have allocated policemen that are supposed to be securing all of us jointly. They will have 10 here, 5 in their home in Lagos, 4 in their home in Ibadan.
Even your pastor has like.
And then 4 following them about. All symbols of state apparatus, they have appropriated it. He said, so that's the elite. I said, are they not, do they want to commit suicide? I mean, in societies that organize social security, it is because of the danger that the poor, unemployed, unengaged might pose to them that have. Those who work like I'm talking about, look, in every society, those who are rich and wealthy must have exploited the original owners of money, wealth. They must have exploited the systems, the entire, before things were structured. And in order to ensure that this thing does not fall, so they arrange social security
For themselves.
for those that might endanger their wealth.
You see, comrade.
Is our elite, are they not thinking?
You see,
Are they
comrade.
suicidal? Or are they so confident that somebody tells you that nothing will happen?
Can I?
Let this gentleman go ahead and respond.
You see, comrade. You see, naturally, when we are talking about ethno-religious stuffs, we are not divisive as a people. At least we have Hausa, Igbo brothers. But why is it that whenever there are elections, they love to play the ethnic games?
And it seems to work.
That do divide us. But these people, the political class, they do agree. So, but how do they agree? Because they have a core value, which is corruption. Corruption is their core values. That's why I
like
do
that,
ask.
core values.
That's why I do ask that, okay, we are talking about Nigeria. Built on what value? On a corrupt system. You are running a party system that lacks ideology.
Are there parties?
During the time of Babawolowo, AG, we know their motto, it was democratic socialism. And the party...
And when they became AD, we knew that the 4 cardinal programs, UPA.
Was superior. Now tell me any kind of ideology the political class we have in Nigeria runs. They have no ideology.
PDP in
They
Oyo
just
State is running
carpet.
is running his own manifesto.
So far you are corrupt,
PDP
you are in Nigeria.
Osho is running his own manifesto.
So far you are corrupt, you are in Nigeria. Whether you are Hausa, Yoruba, they agree together. Because the Bible says, can two agree except Abi? How do they say it? Can two work together except
They agree.
they agree?
There's agreement.
So they are corrupt set of people. So they now left the people to wallow in poverty. That is why the people cannot trust anybody again. The government now is now like a year or so.
14 months.
14 months, over a year. Why is it that people cannot trust him? That, okay, with all this your policy, we are hungry, we can't wait. Just let us go back. It's just like the Israelites are saying that take us back to Egypt. We are not going to the promised land. Leave us. We are okay the way we are. It is the system that is working
let me ask you
against
this
the presidency.
question. When the president came into office and he claimed that he was seized by courage to remove subsidies and to merge the 2 windows of Forex, knowing well that a stool cannot stand on 2 legs, why didn't he think of the problems economic problems, immediate, that those two policies that he meant well, no doubt about for. Why didn't he think of, ameliorating, introducing a third leg that will ameliorate the impact, instant impact? I will never forget where I was that day. Before nightfall, PMS went to 600 naira. So why didn't the president, if he was seized by courage?
Let me share my testimony. Where I remember where I was that day. I was in Ikeja, Total Filling Station, opposite Lagos State Hospital. I slept overnight in my car. Yes, sir. In the night,
Archbishop Vining Way.
Emma Gbomi, in the night, it was a normal price. Immediately, it was around 6:15, 6:30. Everybody had the real price. Yeah, the new price. And we bought petrol at around 700, 800 naira. That very within 5 hours, everything changed.
So why didn't the president
Now,
think? Okay, 11, 12 months after, they now say they are suspending excise duty on rice, on sorghum, and he actually said it in his speech again this morning. Why did they think wait till 12 months for that to add that to it?
Our resiliency has always been a cause, as far as I'm concerned.
Resilience.
Nigeria.
So they believe that people are docile.
It
So
is in
even-
Is it that or that they were not thinking straight?
You know what, sir? Wọ́n ní tá bá sún ẹran kan ògiri, ó máa ń jà padà. Not in Nigeria. Nigeria goes.
Okay, that means Nigerian politicians, I don't want to dignify them, I'm sorry, with the title leaders, because the Nigerian politicians that hold public office, does that mean they understand us Nigerians so
They
much
know
that
us.
nothing go shele?
No, it's not that they know us.
Nothing go shele.
Let me stop there. Now, let me talk about the president not thinking ahead.
Exactly.
Now, the point is this. Ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ẹ máa ní a máa ń pé gbọ́n ni, a kì í pé gọ̀. I said it the other time, and I'll still refer to system. In UK, before you remove anything called subsidy, there is a committee that must sit. Let's assume we have that committee in Nigeria, established by law and constitution, that the Iyaloja must sit, the owner of filling station must sit, the representative of these people must sit. And even if you want to remove subsidy, they will now think of how to fashion things out where it will not affect the Iyaloja, it will not affect the wheelbarrow pusher, it will not affect the conductor, it will not affect the bus driver. If we have established that system, only one man can just wake up in the morning and say, I remove subsidy.
He is
Sir,
president commander in chief.
because the system allows him. Now, as we speak today, let's assume, I'm assuming, the president reversed
Those who are fiscal policies, I mean, the president will be consulting and holding meetings.
Let me add to what Mr. Fetuga has said. You see, just like I said, that the president has announced during the electioneering period that he will
The
remove
three
this
of them, the three
subsidy.
principal
There's nothing
candidates.
wrong
The
in
three,
removal
and
of
there is
subsidy.
nothing wrong.
There's
Just
nothing
like we've
wrong.
agreed. But the issue I have is this: he could have understood the kind of people he's dealing with, so they could have brought up preemptive measures enough to cushion the effect. Then they expedite action on whatever things that they are doing. So I believe now it wouldn't be more of reactions. It wouldn't be more of reactions. So assuming they have actually done that. So we don't necessarily have to wait for violent protest before we know what
The right thing to
the
be
right
done.
thing to be done. But the political class, because now, don't expect me to only focus on the presidency, because we are only deceiving ourselves.
I think
We are
we
only
need to-
scratching the issue on the surface.
Now, talking about scratching the issue on the surface, the president apparently instigated, I want to use that word deliberately and intentionally, so, because Muhammadu Buhari signed two executive bills, orders, 10 and 11, regarding local government autonomy, financial autonomy, and the financial autonomy of the judicial arm of government. The governors went to court. Tinubu came into office, instigated his attorney general, got this judgment. Well, let me not use that kind of phrase. The Supreme Court justices ruled that monies due to local government should go directly to them. The governor of Oyo State is claiming lacuna, but I don't want to dwell on that. But talking about structures, systems, and scratching the surface by looking towards Abuja, do you think this direct allocation to the local governments could possibly impact development? Let me start with you, Bill Fituga.
Well, I know that direct allocation to the local government will give us great benefit in Nigeria. But the challenge we are still having, sir, that money is still going through state accounts. Unfortunately, you can't touch any governor that messes up with this money. Now, going by the way of giving allocation to the local government directly will mean a lot. It will go a long way. Let me talk about the hunger we are talking about in the land. Because this protest, primarily to me, is about hunger.
That's what it is called.
Yes, it's about hunger.
Protest against hunger.
We might be talking about bad governance. Please leave that one. With the problem, you know, we said it the other time when we were here in the studio, less than 2 months ago, that the hunger is still coming. And what I was hammering on then were the state governors, local government, please enter bush, go into farming. Let there be serious mechanized farming at every local government. One
woman into agro processing told me here in that studio you are sitting that in one state in this southwest, she didn't mention the name, but I know the state had only one tractor.
It's possible. Is it not possible?
Are we? Is that not a fearful joke at food production?
Comrade, about the question you asked.
Yeah.
I've had the positions of brilliant minds like Dr. Yemi Farumbi and Dr. Festus Adedayo.
Yeah.
That the local government autonomy or financial autonomy of the thing is actually an extension of power on the part of the federal government.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So, but I now called into the program that day when Dr. Festus Adedayo. I said, fine, if we are saying because our president loves power, and maybe probably the governor has been a good governor, administrative-wise, shouldn't we look beyond individuals? And shouldn't we be looking at the systems? Because the local government level, this is when the system of government that is nearest
to the people.
To the people. So I saw the clip that Femi Falana, he said is a good move, that it will subject all those people to public accountability. So if I vote for somebody I know at the local government level, so it's easy for me to engage my councillor, to engage my local government chairman. I don't have to be looking up to the presidency. Somebody is seated in Abuja and is doing policies that is affecting my life here in Ibadan North. What are we saying? That's why I'm saying we are running a military constitution. Hidden beneath democratic facade.
Could this alter?
The president knew that it is all about systems. Let me find a way to distract the attention of people from myself.
Let them concentrate let them concentrate on on the local.
Exactly, that's the logic.
Are you sure people will engage their local government chairman now?
Let me come in there, sir.
Yeah.
Number one, before I can engage my local government chairman, it must be a rightfully voted for local government chairman.
Look, it does not matter anymore.
Wait, sir.
Look, people are in office now. Are you going to wait till the next election?
Sir, the people that are in office, how many local people in their local government know that person?
Look, they are in office.
It's not an excuse, sir. Please, I'm saying this emphatically.
Somebody is in office. He's in charge of resources meant for a local government. You say you do not rightfully voted, you don't know them.
Sir, these people
you are as a citizen, you have a duty and responsibility. You have a duty and responsibility.
Mr. Vetuga.
Right.
Are you going to wait?
Hold on, sir. I'm not saying you are not right. You are right. My point now is this. The last administration of the local government in Oyo State, how many of us know them?
Is that the issue before us?
No.
People are in office.
Before I can
Elect-
engage you,
be-
it means I have the right to engage you.
Don't you have the right?
Because you didn't get there by my election. You were selected to be in that
It
office.
does not matter.
It doesn't matter. You are right.
You are in office.
Now.
What office do you occupy? Chairman Ibadan, not local government. I'm a resident. I don't, that is all that matters. I am a resident. I don't have to be an indigent. I don't have to belong. Even if I have only my business operating there, I don't even have to be a resident.
Okay,
If
now,
I have just my business operating there, I have a right.
can I tell you something, sir? There is a bridge at Agbowo after Major Salawu Street.
After that bend to the left and then to the right.
I've become a witch and witchcraft on that bridge, shouting about the.
We have very few seconds left. Quick.
It's over 2 years, sir. Over 2 years. Nothing has been done. They didn't even come to check.
You come and check. Why will you come and check when you don't have resources?
That has been written because you want to see the chairman. It's not available. Is chairman tí ó gbọ́ igbó tẹ̀ tí kún local government. Are you telling me the chairman?
So are you not worried now?
No,
with
I'm
the
worried.
Yes, sir.
so things have changed now.
I pray so.
You once gave me the lowdown of what local governments were
that
collecting.
goes to local
You
government.
know they collect probably 3 times that now.
Now.
Are you still? And it is getting to them. Not that they are collecting on the dashboard. It is getting into their account.
Please, let me.
Are we sure it's getting to
Let
the
me
account?
button. Please,
No, wait
Mr.
till another 3 months.
Until
Yes.
The only time we had anything serious about local government in this Oyo state, I would say authoritatively, was 1998. That was the,
Since 1998.
that was the election that fielded Otumba Alawa Kala, I think, under.
APP.
So after then, it has just been mere coronation on the part of this.
Will this
state
give us some
executive.
respite?
So it will,
It will.
because gradually.
Will
that's
people
why-
now take up the challenge?
That's why I say we need to decentralize.
Is this a sort of decentralization
Exactly.
or devolution?
No, it's
Decentralization,
part of
devolution of
even
power.
at the state level.
We can. I still repeat.
The governors
we
are angry.
We are running.
they
they
are-
have to be. It's natural.
Somebody wants
It's
to even
natural
go for rent
because
overseas now.
to be sincere, we have a very good governor that is humane and that is really working.
And some governors are even saying they are not going to pay 70,000. Our own governor says he will pay. I mean, what kind of people are that? In Zamfara, they just started paying 30,000 during Salah. The one that just started paying 30,000 during Salah,
I already told you.
do you
they
think
see
that
power
one? Do you
as
think
an
that one
end,
will pay
not
50,000?
a means to an end?
Well-
They see power as an entitlement.
It's like a
The
business.
people have a responsibility, don't they?
Oh.
Yeah, we have to engage.
The next time we engage here, we'll be talking about political parties.
Yeah.
The role of political
Which
parties.
political party? The one
Well.
that lacks
I mean, I'm talking from a textbook now.
Yeah.
And then we'll now do a comparative analysis. And we'll now say, going forward. The role of political parties. We
Okay.
need to interrogate that.
Yeah.
Well.
They need to take their rightful place. actually.
Yes, my dear comrade brothers, it's time to wrap this up. And as we wrap it up, in 30 seconds, your final word, Biodun.
Okay. Let me start from
To those who are protesting and to the government,
to those who are protesting.
the president says, let's negotiate. I always negotiate and engage at the slightest opportunity, he called it. Your word, the final word.
I think the word negotiation is a late word now. You shouldn't use the word negotiation. But what I want the protesters to know is this. The president is not an alpha and omega that can solve all the problems.
All right. I think I agree with you. Your final word.
Yeah, my final word will be this, that we should focus more on the systems and not the individual. So it's not about the individual per se. So if we focus on the individual, we are only scratching the issue on the surface. So let us expend our energy on restructuring the system. So
Yeah.
that's my submission.
Yes, sir, that is it. The final words. The president is not an alpha and omega. And of course, to buttress it, Lawrence says, focus more on systems and structures. It's been an engaging and insightful, illuminating one with you gentlemen this afternoon. You represent the bulk of the Nigerian population. Well, vibrant, educated, yes, and knowledgeable. People might knowledgeable. Yes, that's what you represent. Mr. Lawrence Olawi, thank you very much for joining us
You're welcome,
this afternoon.
Conrad. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you and engage you. And Biadu Fetuga, thank you so much for joining us and representing your generation very, very well, gentlemen. It's a wrap on Pendulum this Sunday afternoon. It's been Ayedeji Ajishopo presenting, and producing me is my dear brother and friend, Victory Oyedikachi. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening to us. God bless you all and bless this union, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bye for now.
Hello, ọ̀gá àgbà. Ọ̀gá, ẹ̀yin gan ni mò ń ké sí. Lásán kọ́ là ń pè yín lọ́gàá. À ń pè yín lọ́gàá nítorí wípé ẹ mọ bí owó ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín ni. Àgàgà bí ẹ ṣe ń pinnu àti ṣe ọrọ̀ ajé pẹ̀lú ìpín ìdókòwò FCMB lónìí. Fún ìdí èyí, ẹ kú oríire ọ̀gá wa. Àbí kí n sọ pé Fẹ́mi, Usman, Nkang, Adaku, Dante àti Soma ìpín ìdókòwò FCMB wà fún ọ láti ọjọ́ 29 oṣù keje ọdún 2024 sí ọjọ́ 4 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2024. FCMB fàyè gba alábàápín ìdókòwò tí àpapọ̀ rẹ̀ jẹ́ bílíọ̀nù 15 mílíọ̀nù 7.2 ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọ̀ọ́dúnrún dín kan igba àti mọ́kàndínlógún ìpín ìdókòwò oní 50 kọ́bọ̀ tó lọ fún náírà 7 àti 30 kọ́bọ̀.